You know,
keep personal details away. Yeah.
No, I've got to keep the mystery somehow.
Well, quite. Maybe it's just me.
No, it's all right. I was just. It's the first time I've been on Discord today, so I'm just reading. I'm just reading some stuff about some of the stuff which I'm in. I've got involved in, and
for legal reasons, maybe you should stop there.
Oh no! It's a role play. It's a role play service.
It's fine. You don't have to talk in code. It's all good.
No, it is actually a role play service for a game I've decided to do, and so I'm just having a little bit of a yeah.
I'm either gonna crash after this game, or I'm going to be so wide awake that I'm probably going to attempt to stream again.
Oof. Well, all the way. Steady as she goes. Connie, if you're talking, we still can't hear you.
Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, no, there you are.
There's the Connie monster.
We can't go very far without the captain.
No, not at all.
We can't. We can. Oh. We have first officers still.
That's what Liz wants.
That's probably more chaotic than the captain.
Well, indeed. That sounds like a challenge to me.
Especially since we got a lesser house that was trying to give us orders.
Well, yes, indeed, and we'll get onto that in just a minute. We're just going to give. What's the situation with Chris? Is he having problems as well?
It might be. Let's see.
Discord not loading is what he just put, so I'll not bother starting just yet until everybody's on board. Since he's the only one left, really. And we are down our tactical officer tonight, so... Today, however you look at it.
He's doing what I usually do.
Staying in a tent in the field. Up a mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I almost miss it, but not enough to actually do it. Besides which, my cats, they're still babies.
They're always
used to me.
Baby.
Yes, that's a good point. It's an excuse, and I know it. It's the story of whilst we're waiting, there was a nice little story I learned of some time ago when I was reading a book on cat psychology, which dangerous in its own right, but what the hell? Trying to discover things about the mind of a cat. There's a story about a British couple who were on the verge of retirement, but an elderly cat from across the road kept on visiting them. And foolishly, they kept on opening the door to let elderly cat come in and have a look. And all he would do is he would come in, have a sniff around, find what became his favourite cushion, and just have a sleep on the sofa. And then he'd wake up, he'd come down off the sofa, he'd ask to be let out, and that is it. He'd just go. Didn't think anything of it, but then the couple got to the age where they both retired, and it was a case of, we're both retired, now we can do anything we want. Except, if we go away... the cat's not going to have anywhere to go. This wasn't their cat, remember? So all of a sudden, by just being semi-adopted by this elderly cat as a sleeping stop along his usual route, they didn't like the idea of going anywhere on holiday all of a sudden, because the cat might not be able to go onto his favourite cushion. So I'm pretty convinced these creatures are... I've got some kind of mind control pheromone or something. The Egyptians were onto something, I think.
I don't know. Mine act more like dogs than cats.
Well, that has been known to be a thing. It's dogs as well, I think. They adapt to the situation they find themselves in. So if you have a single cat with a load of humans, the cat will tend to think of itself as a human. If you have it at least with one other cat in the area, then it'd be like, oh, maybe I'm a cat. But if this is the case, yours has seen the dogs and just gone, oh, I must be one of these. I'm not one of them, the two-legged thingies.
The funny part is, we got the cats before the dogs.
Nice.
But no, our cats have always been lovable little monsters.
Yeah, I just wish feline affection didn't involve, biting.
It's called love
That's just
bites,
too much
you know?
affection for them at that point.
It really was. He actually nibbled my arm raw.
Oh,
Oh, my cat. So the two animals that are actually mine, both love to lick.
And lick, and lick, and lick, and lick.
Yeah, one's a smooth tongue. One is sandpaper.
Guess which one likes to lick? There's exfoliating, and then there's, being flayed. But,
Yeah.
there we go.
And my
Being flayed. Not nice.
yeah.
I think it's something. I have to beg for attention from my cat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I lie down. If he's lying down, I lie down next to him, and I'm like, "Notice me," and he's just like, "Eh."
And how does he treat Chris?
About the same. He's
Oh, okay.
only meowing sometimes, and we don't know whether that's for food or attention. Sometimes it's just to look at him.
Yeah.
No, me and my mom could lay down, and our cats would literally jump up on the bed and just come lay next to us.
Mm,
What about you, Dave? You got any pets?
I don't know.
They're not allowed in your flat, or?
No, they are not.
Explain that.
Even though some of my neighbours do have dogs, we are actually not allowed them. So, but I've never had a dog or a cat at home at all ever in my life.
Interesting.
The only pet I've had is fish.
I thought you were going to say Sean there for a second, but
No.
Anyway,
I think I'm more Sean's pet than anything else.
we'll leave that conversation for another time.
Yeah.
Private channel, maybe. Okay, moving on. Now, staying on this topic for just a little bit longer, I come from a family of folk who lived near the tin factory that used to be in an area that I'm not going to name for purposes of not giving away my location. So we've always had pets in our family because they were needed ratters and mouses. So working class families on my side who've always had pets just to keep away the pests.
I don't think I would ever get a cat or a dog.
Not even a targ?
Not even a targ.
Like Connie was
you have
saying,
no
not any?
inclination either.
Hmm?
Could you even say that you're a cat or dog person, or you're just neither?
I love cats. I've had.
That's all I need to know.
I've had after I moved out of my house, my sister adopted a cat, a stray cat, which became my parents, her and my parents' cat. So anytime I used to go over and stay, she used there was a sofa bed in the conservatory, and anytime I stayed, I would wake up with her cat sleeping on my head, top of my head.
Oh.
Or like she used to get into like under the covers and just sleep right next to me. So I've got no problems with cats, and I've had a kind of love-hate relationship with dogs. I love some dogs who family members have had, but when I was young, one of my family members had a quite barky dog. Yes. And it was quite big compared to me, so it absolutely scared me. So I am a little bit scared of like
big dogs, big barky dogs.
A little bit, yeah, big barky. Well, just barky dogs in general. I'm not a big fan of
fair enough.
Yeah. So, but I mean, my most favourite pet was my auntie's massive Rottweiler called Simon.
What a name for a Rottweiler.
Yeah,
Simon says, sit.
Well, his mother Gemma and his father William, I was around. Yeah, I was around. I remember them when I was like 6 or 7. William died, but when my first daughter was born, I went up to go and see my auntie, and Simon. I had met Simon before, but I came in with my daughter, and he's just like he's barked a few times before we came in. He's noticed it's me. I played around with him a bit because I mean this is a big dog, but he's like the biggest softie in the world. Like,
I hear that a lot with Rotties.
Yeah. And then I go to like sit down, and I get past my daughter so I can feed her. And then Simon just comes and sits on my feet.
Dominating behaviour.
Right next, sits on my feet and just sits there while I'm feeding my daughter. So my mum comes over, comes to get my daughter, and all I hear from Simon is quite a deep growl to my mum, and from then on he wouldn't let anybody near me or my daughter. Like, he was protecting us. It was like the sweetest thing in the world.
And simultaneously also the scariest thing in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want a Rottie growling at you.
No. I mean, I eventually gave my daughter to her mum. I was like, Simon, it's fine. You don't have to worry. Everything's okay.
Which, of course, he understood.
Yeah.
Actually, I say that dogs are pretty smart, depending on the dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pixel.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where Pixel falls into that.
Oh, he's a barky boy.
He's a barky boy. Okay.
He's not very protective either.
Otherwise, he wouldn't have run you over that one time.
Yeah. I remember last summer we were like, oh my goodness, he's finally growing up. And then winter came and then we realized it was just the heat that was mellowing him out.
Oh, oh, Mark's found that flag, by the way. Uh-oh. Royal Artillery Regiment. I wouldn't have guessed that.
Chris, unfortunately, was experiencing PC issues as well, so he's restarting his PC.
Okay.
And seeing where we get from there. Otherwise,
right,
he'll join me upstairs.
In which case, I will throw on our quick Klingon intro video and give us the summary soon, so we'll get started. Because there we are. Don't want to delay this for too long. If Chris is in the process of restarting, then we'll just let him join us when we can. I just need that to go away.
You could probably tell which one of my pets is probably not allowed in my apartment.
I'm gonna guess the python.
Yeah, my little ball python.
Right, excuse us, folks. We'll be back in a moment. Hello, folks, and welcome along to the continuing adventures of the Klingon ship Do Qe'Bach. This sounds like this might be Chris joining us. Unless he's having mic issues, of course. Nevertheless, yes, we are doing our Klingon crew today, which is why I'm out of uniform. And sporting an unruly beard. But I'm also not sporting the Klingon decoration to our feed because we want to be able to see more of what's going on today, because stuff will be going on today. So, with me are the majority of the Do Qe'Bach crew, as I can think I just heard a Chris.
Hi.
Hello!
Hi, Chris.
Hi. So I hope you guys didn't wait for me.
No, just a little bit, but we were swapping pet stories, so it's all good.
Oh, cool.
People for the last 15 minutes heard more about us than they probably cared to. But, you know, it's fine. There was actually no bugger on the Twitch feed anyway, so who cares? Never mind. Okay, no, that's cool. You're all good. So, quick summary over where we find ourselves. So, you guys on board the Do Qe'Bach were escorting a pair of civilian trading vessels on their resupply journey throughout the Empire, swapping some stories whilst you were there, but as you were going along, you received a series of rather confusing calls from the Hanasa system. Which is a system that does have a native, who are at one point a semi-spacefaring species, the Hageet. But that system is managed by a minor house called House Palesh. So, for those who don't remember, the Klingon Empire has a long history of essentially conquering and subjugating other species and systems, and essentially turns them into a slave class for the Empire. But, as it turns out, when you were redirected to the Hanasa system to try and find out what the deuce was going on, it turns out that the native Hageet have apparently risen up against their Klingon overlords, and not only have they risen up, they successfully overthrew the planetary governor, seized the shipyards, took over the orbital fortress, and have managed to board and successfully operate a trio of D7 class Katanga battle cruisers. So, all in all, the Hageet did a right good job of taking back the system from their Klingon House Palesh overlords. So, just as you guys were coming in to try and find out what's going on, it turns out that the Hageet are now demanding to be recognized as, under Klingon law, as honored subjects, which is a status that apparently has only been granted to a very, very small handful of subject vassal races under the Empire. It usually only happens when somebody is essentially tough enough to throw off the control of their Klingon overlords and are recognized as strong, honorable fighters and are granted semi-status in the Empire. Still not the same level of status as a full-blooded Klingon would get, but nevertheless, if you're tough enough to essentially break out of the control of your Klingon masters, then you tend to be looked on semi-favorably with the guys in charge. And as such, knowing this, the Hageet have asked to be recognized as fully honorable, fully honored subjects. Essentially, they're asking to become their own minor house. Now, you guys, if I recall, were seriously deliberating bringing the Hageet under your house as your personal vassal, honored subjects. I think I'm remembering that right. Am I remembering that right?
Sounds about right for us.
Or at least bring them under our house with the notion that they may become honored subjects once they prove themselves.
Once they prove themselves. Okay, so they have proved themselves yet, that implies. Righty-ho.
Because they're fighting even in their own words, they fought a useless house.
Okay, yeah. Which, yes, is going to be something we're going to get to in just a moment, but just to tie up how we get to the situation we're in, just as you guys were about to figure out how to respond to the Hageet's request, members of House Palesh turned up and came storming in, opening fire on the Katanga battle cruisers that the Hageet have taken over, and even opening fire on yours. Not that that lasted very long, because you pretty much put the Palesh in their place by obliterating one of their ships. In virtually no time at all.
That's because they mistakenly and poorly rammed into one of the other ships that we were supposed to be protecting.
Yes, they did.
While we were cloaked.
While you were cloaked, so yes, they weren't entirely sure you were there, but then you dropped your cloak and blew up one of their birds of prey without much of a blink. So, we're going to go back to the Panasa system for now as I change the ambience. So last we left the situation, we had some some reasonable sized conflicts going on in space at not long ago where we last left it. House Palesh had managed to launch an attack on the shipyard and destroyed the two birds of prey that were still not quite built / repaired, so they managed to take them by surprise. And the guy in charge of the Palesh fleet is a General Ganak, and he's present in the Hanasa system at this moment in time aboard a... is that a D7? No, it's a D12. A D12 bird of prey. But the situation has now come to a stop, because none other than Chancellor Gowron himself has yelled down the communication line saying, right, everybody stop. The House Palesh folks claim that this is their right to try and win back their territory, and you guys have essentially come along and said, why? The Palesh are bloody useless. Why let them keep it? Give it to us. Or at the very least, that seemed to be what your tactical officer was pushing for very, very strongly. But the Hageet, however, they went out of their way to not actively engage your ships, and even flew over to help beam some survivors out of the stricken civilian transport vessel. So, we are left with a situation where Chancellor Gowron has tasked you guys, you and your ship's crew, from trying to separate out what's actually gone on here in this system. If the Palesh have been incompetent, how incompetent? Was it just an isolated incident, or is this just the end result of a long drawn out affair where the Palesh haven't been nearly as good at their job as they should be? Or is this something else? Did the Hageet suddenly find it in themselves to all rise up as one and Are they as honourable as they perhaps seem? These are all things that you've been charged with discovering. And Chancellor Gowron has underwritten this order with no killing will happen until Gowron himself decides who gets to kill whom. So, that was an awful lot of spiel from me, so I'm going to take a little step back as you guys tell me what you want to do next, how you want to handle this situation. Just in case. Go on.
It's not very... Are we just gonna have them on our ship to talk it out? That's too Starfleet for us.
Okay. If talking it out is too Starfleet, then what do you propose?
Let's see. They can't kill each other, but they can battle. They can do battle. Not a challenge to the death. But,
Chris, Dave, Liz, anybody else got any ideas? Because the captain's putting forth some very interesting propositions at the moment.
Dialogue is lame.
Yeah. Honestly, I almost want to be like, yeah, House Blush, useless. No longer deserves this planet. We don't even need to have to talk about it.
Do you, though?
we don't want to, but you can talk and fight. You know, an honourable combat, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Okie dokie, so...
I already see it firsthand the incompetence of this house. With their flying ability of their ships.
Okay, so are you suggesting this on an open con to both parties, that you engage in some kind of honourable duel or some such?
Let's take our starship and go to one end of the solar system. The other family can take theirs to theirs. Be like, "Here, boy, come on!" And we'll
You're not trying to see how well trained they are. Well, actually, maybe you are, but maybe not in that regard.
It's great episode of Judge Judy this one time, you see, and I think it's applicable here too.
I see. Jeez, dare I ask. Okay. So the idea seems to be floating amongst you guys that just plain old diplomacy is not enough. It has to be slightly more Klingon.
No.
So we're suggesting some kind
no
of
diplomacy
test
at all.
arms.
I mean, whoever comes out this, the Hageet or the Palash, they have to prove their strength in the end as well. So I think that works.
So what do you propose?
Combat.
Combat. Specifics now. What type of combat?
Is there a Klingon duel?
Sure.
I don't recall a term for that.
Let's face it, the way I've always looked at the Klingon Empire is, and I'm trying not to do too much of a disservice to other such warrior histories in the human past, but I've always seen it as the whole concept of honor can just as easily be turned into an excuse, if you really want it to do pretty much anything you can justify. So I've kind of seen the Klingon idea of honor as one of those dual-edged swords. It can either be the one thing that you hold to as your code of conduct, which marks you as to whether or not you are a good person, in this case Klingon, or if you beholden to it as merely as an excuse for your own betterment, and therefore can justify it any which way you choose. So how you guys or your characters feel about it is entirely up to how you want to interpret it. the moment, however, what we've got is that the Hageet ships, the Hageet-controlled ships, have so far, when asked to stand down, they stood down immediately. Whereas the Palesh ships got in a sneaky extra shot after timeout was called. So you've got whether or not you want to consider that as a ball in as a point in the Hageet's favour, or if you want something a little bit more obvious, like an actual one-on-one fight between someone of theirs and someone of the Palesh, or something.
One-on-one fight?
Yeah, it's like, it may be more obvious, but it gives us a show. And, you know, considering we weren't there when the initial incident happened, we can sort of see how, you know, the challengers will fight to prove their worth. Because if a Klingon can't beat one Klingon, if one Klingon can't beat one Hageet, then, you know, they're not worthy of honor.
All right then. So this is your idea, is it?
It's mine, unless anyone disagrees.
I mean, I would say they have already shown that they have no honor by getting a little cheeky shots in after they were ordered to cease fire. But that's just me. Granted, I am a little bit more of a...
Yes.
What would you have them do if we didn't have them duel?
I was thinking we just go with, you know, House Palesh has already dishonored themselves. Thus, they should not have the honor of having this planet. And that I cannot remember that species.
The Hageet.
The Hageet prove that they are worthy by fighting our enemies alongside our house. Well, under our house, while we take stewardship of this planet.
Anybody else?
But that's me. I'm just a very stern person when it comes to Klingons.
Okay.
Because Gowron wanted us to figure out how this came to be in the first place as well, right?
Yes. Essentially, this is Gowron gave you guys investigatory powers.
Mm-hmm.
How you use them is ultimately up to you, and for the moment it seems that you are trying to test the Hageet's worthiness as warriors, as well as the Palesh's worthiness as warriors, by having one of each of their crews fight each other?
That was my suggestion.
Well, everybody else, is that how we want to do this?
Yeah.
Okay, anyone not think this is the way to go? I'm hearing no objections, so okay. Right, so, in order to have this proceed, and I use the term as openly as one possibly could in this regard, fairly, General Ganak, who is of the House Palesh lot, states, "This is fine. We agree to your terms. However, the combat must take place in a suitable arena. As it happens, there is an arena space on my ship. We could use that."
Isn't there also technically would be arena on our ship?
Yours is a Vorchak-class battlecruiser. This thing is huge. In all likelihood, it does have its own... Well, if it doesn't have a space suitable for a combat arena, you can make one. Your ship is the biggest in size, I do believe. Let me just check that. Scale 4 versus Scale 5. Yeah, so your the Do Qe'Bach itself is another grade of ship bigger than any of the ones that are here currently. So
Guys, I feel like a bit cheeky if you do it on their ship. Home field advantage and all that.
quite
Yeah, that's why I was suggesting our ship for the most part.
okay.
For me, or is Chris quiet for anyone else?
He is quiet. That's probably the microphone.
Yeah, it's probably just my work headset. Sorry, it's just what I'm having to use since my previous one packed
No
in.
worries.
That's fine. We just thought you were either sitting very far away from the mic or. Right then. For this, I'm gonna find. Use this. The Klingon training pit from Narendra Station will do. We'll put this. I'll put this outside of everywhere else for the moment. Where'd that go? There it is. Klingon training pit. We'll call that combat training pit, or just combat pit.
Combat pit. Training
Combat
pit
pit.
is like the
Practice.
play pit of the combat pit. Exactly.
Yeah.
This is the
Yeah,
real
it sounds like the place that we train our targs.
All right then. Let's bring this up.
Which is funny enough that Hopkins has her own. It may be
Okay,
tiny,
so we've
but it
got
is fierce.
couple of regular Klingon dudes around. All right. Let's see what we've got. Now, let's bring you guys in, because you are technically overseeing all of this. So, let's put the captain by there. Your tactical officer.
I can't
Doc.
see anything.
Yeah.
No, alright, I'll sort that as soon as I get all of your characters on that need to be on.
Who's spraying the blood wine?
Technically, it's your ship.
Hopkins definitely has her own jug, and is probably carrying her Morgar, and has her targ next to her too.
I want to know where my 5 barrels of blood wine are.
You got a cup.
No, I want my 5 barrels.
we all agreed it was a cup.
I heard 5
simple
barrels. That's what I remember. 5 barrels.
I also remember you being beaten to the floor, but that's just me.
There's so much bullying on this ship.
Well,
There
like
it
you
is.
said before,
You forgot-
Klingons.
You forgot my little targ too.
That's Zippy or Muragar, at least.
Oh.
Yeah, you forgot she has her own little zoo.
Yep. Oh, I didn't forget. You know, I kind of almost picture Trasa as one of those people who, when she goes on a dog walk, she's got several leads all in 2 hands, you know.
Can I go and give I can't remember what they're called now. Not the Klingons, the other
Hageet.
race.
Hageet.
The Hageet. Whoever their fighter is, can I go and can I actually go and do something? I want, as the doctor of a fine Klingon vessel.
Weren't we sending you to the other ship to go help them with the evacuation?
I mean, if okay, all right, fair enough.
He was.
No.
And it was like, oh, it's a game. I know. I can't miss this. Hang on.
Well, this is the thing. This whole battle will probably take some time to set up. During which time, of course, the survivors from the Malora have had to be picked up, either beamed straight from the ship. Some of them are also beamed out of space, where they got sucked into when they suffered a hull breach, to see if some of them can be saved. As such, the Hageet, who did manage to transport them at great risk to themselves because they lowered their shields when any of the House Palesh ships could have turned around and taken advantage, but didn't get a chance to. So the Hageet captain, which I believe is this fellow, Sakrolk, let me just confirm that so I'm not actually making that up. Yep, I am correct. Sakrolk. He sent a request to yourselves to take the Klingon casualties. That's the best word I can think of. And I'm probably right. To take the Klingon casualties because the Hageet don't actually have experience with treating Klingon injuries and therefore suggested that they now be beamed over to the Do Qe'Bach because you guys have the facilities and the familiarity. So they can hold on to whoever is not in need of urgent medical care. But all of that will have taken some time, so the Dr. Aketha could definitely be available and probably required if it's going to be a if there's going to be a one-on-one combat going on here, because you're going to need somebody with medical expertise to see to whatever injuries occur and to tell whether or not they are deadly enough to warrant a stoppage.
All I wanted to do is, as the ship's doctor, is do a medical check on both the participants.
Mm.
So, that's all going to be stuff that's
I also wanted to give the Hageet warrior some pointers.
Oh, interesting.
Just some performance enhancers.
Oh no, not performance enhancers. Just
Pointers.
I want it to be a fair fight, but I'm just going to give them some pointers on Klingon anatomy.
So let's turn it into more of an arena. So even though there aren't that many tokens here on the map, you can assume that all the stands are full with folks from your own crew. Hageet from at least Pakrolk's ship. And he volunteers one of his own officers to be the one who will fight for the Hageet. Whereas General Ganak, he beams over to your ship with a cadre of his own warriors, including the one that he has earmarked for being the one that will represent his house and whatnot. So both parties have been assembled. You guys are mediators and therefore are allowed on the arena floor. A couple of guards necessary here and there, of course. The Hageet, actually. Now, well, this is up to you. You've obviously got your own security officer between yourselves and anyone who might try to have a sneaky go. And would you assign a security officer to watch over the Palesh? Would you assign a security officer to watch over the Hageet?
Both.
Yeah, Pocket just would watch over the Palesh people, along with a couple of security guards.
Okay.
She doesn't trust them.
I would suggest that we do both, because we want to look like
You're not showing favoritism.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I get that. That's fine.
Yeah, we can have the tactical officer and a couple of guards keep an eye on the Hageet.
I was going to say, if we do it both the same amount of numbers for both, then I rather do. As I said, making things look fair means they don't have an argument afterwards, and we can just go, you know, you're lost, you're weak, you're fools, you know, your house is rubbish, you know, go away.
All right.
Yeah,
all
so
right, all right.
three people, 2 guards, and 1 officer.
Okay. Okay. So I'm just gonna put 2 more guys from House Palash who will be General Ganak's honor guard, if you will. Sack Rolk comes with no honor guard. He just comes with himself and the appointed representative of his people. So, you said the doctor wanted to give the Hageet warrior a once-over.
Well, both of them. I want to give both of
Give
them
both of them a once-over. Okay, cool. Who are you going to start with?
The Klingon.
Alright, so member of House Palash.
Yeah. I'll...
Can I get you to give me insight and security, please? I'm not going to tell you. You've not got a focus for this. I just want you to roll me insight and security.
Literally my worst stats.
Yep. Okay.
I think. What is the thing?
What thing?
I don't know.
Are you looking for the equivalent of the Legion of Honor?
Yeah. I don't think I've got one.
That would be the.
It would be the
Go on.
Yep, order the bat lift.
Yep.
No, I haven't got it.
No, you don't. Okay. Alright. So, you look over this House Palash warrior. Now, according to the rules, are they going to go hand-to-hand? Are they going to be allowed a one-handed weapon? Are they going to be allowed a batleth each? How do you want this to play?
What's the least lethal?
Yeah.
I mean,
combat.
Gowron said no one's. I mean, I guess he did say no one should be killed, but then does this take part in that? Should we try and preserve people's lives?
Well,
or do we want
that's-
to show?
Yeah, that's entirely your purview at the moment. This is literally your show. You are trying to use this as a means of determining, you know, who's honourable and who's a strong warrior. So,
Well, fisticuffs then, because it's less. It'll be, you know, using any kind of weapons. It's just, you know, you're just asking for.
yeah. So you want to see who's best at hand to hand, empty hand.
Yes.
Raw strength. Yeah. I like
Raw
that.
strength. Use what you've got and nothing else. Cool. So Dr. Akitha goes up and examines this guy, and yeah, typical Klingon, really. But you pat him down, give him a scan up and down with a tricorder just to check that he's in full health. So he's not got any ailments. So he's fighting fit and ready. But when you do scan him, you get this reading. It's not a blip. It's not an alert. But when you given a physical examination and an estimation of his overall health, almost like a body mass index type of rudimentary scan, this guy slightly overweight. Not by a huge amount, as in he's not corpulent, not necessarily fat, but underneath what's the guidelines for being an active a warrior on active status in the military should be. He's somewhat underneath the minimum physical performance rating of what an active combatant should be in the Empire's defense, in the Klingon Defense Force.
Oi, Klingon.
Yes, Doctor.
Why are you on an active ship?
I'm on an active shift because my house is stationed here.
Well, my readings saying that you are, let me put it delicately.
Ooh, when you say that, his lip curls. What?
You are overweight. You shouldn't be even here.
I am more than capable of fighting that reptile over there. If
Well,
you
you're
wish
not
to
a-
challenge me, Doctor, you are welcome to do so. But you will have to discard that arm. It could be considered a deadly weapon, after all. Who knows what someone of House Krell could be hiding? Yes, we know about you.
Well, I'm glad I'm famous.
Not for the right reasons. Now, am I cleared to try and... What's the word
Captain.
you use? Delicately work
Shush,
this reptile?
Shush. Be quiet. I'm talking.
I have never been happier for our doctor being such a pain in the butt in my life.
She looks over to our captain.
All the way over yonder? Yep.
Captain, seeing as we are wanting a honourable fight, this Klingon right here doesn't meet the criteria of an active Klingon on board a active vessel.
At this point, General Ganak barges into the conversation. Absolutely preposterous. Garrot here is one of my finest warriors, and I am putting him forward as is my right for this challenge. Are you now saying that House Pelesh is not able to put forward a warrior? How would Gowron respond to this?
He is overweight.
He is my finest warrior and my most able-bodied soldier. Or are you too afraid that he will harm the delicate little reptile that you seem to have so much affection for over there? Perhaps your Starfleet first officer has been rubbing off on you.
I don't care.
Can I slap him?
No.
Do you really want to slap a general?
I don't care whether... I don't care who wins in this fight.
Hey.
I am just trying to make it fair. I want a honourable duel, like any Klingon would.
Karak just leans forward to Dr. Akitha. That's why I'm not using weapons, Doctor. Would you like me to tie one arm behind my back as well? Make it fair on the reptile.
Captain, this is your ship.
I'm just gonna be like, okay, sir. Let the general be. If this is who he chooses to fight for them, let it be.
Okay, Captain. And she just looks at... she'll look at the general first and give like a kind of look. And then looks at the Klingon standing right in front of her and just goes, I thought you would be more honourable. And then walks off.
Yeah, Hopkins really wants to just punch this guy in the face.
General
I do have
Ganak
favorite
turns
girls,
around and finds Trasa right there. Yes, Commander.
I punch you, General.
Just because was with Starfleet does not mean I am weak.
He just marches off
And
at
if you
that.
want,
Oh,
and if you want to, we can fight. Though I don't think you want to ruin your pretty ugly face any more than it already is.
Small words from a junior officer.
I mean, he's
Small
not wrong.
word for a insignificant house.
I mean, he's not wrong. Starfleet are pretty weak.
Quiet, Doctor. While I deal with this insignificant rabble that thinks they have a right to be a noble house.
You are full of words, Commander. I wonder, is this how you normally comport yourself? Insults? Like this was some kind of schoolyard brawl? I expected more somehow.
I am under orders not to kill, for no one to die, by the Chancellor himself. So your worthless life is spared because of that. Because I have honor, unlike you.
We shall
We
see.
saw you take a few extra pot shots when he ordered you to stand down.
Because they are simply vassals! They are slaves to be treated as we choose. And we chose to regain control of our system. Now, the fact that we happen to have already achieved a target lock and fired our torpedoes, just as Chancellor Gowron told us to cease, is neither here nor there, because we are here now. You can either cease your inane prattling and we get on with this duel, or you can hold up to give the reptile more of a chance. But let us see if you can resist having the last word, Commander. How secure are you in your self?
More than you.
He turns around to his honor guard, and they all start to chuckle with him. Not the fact that they found it funny; you just get the idea. It was, oh, he's laughing. Ha 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 ha. Capt just looks at Trasa as if he won that exchange. Meanwhile,
I'm going over to
the
Hello.
Hageet squares himself up. Now, these guys... now, Klingons are pretty tall. So the fact that this Hageet warrior is himself as tall as a regular Klingon, no small feat. These guys are very rangy, very lanky, but as Dr. Ukitha examines him, you see that underneath the reptilian skin is this wiry, corded muscle. They have wide webbed hands. But as you examine them, you notice that they've actually got sheathable claws. And an examination of the Hageet's jaw structure suggests a rather tidy bite strength, as their mouths are full of teeth. As you examine them, though, you do get a ping on the bioscanner that there's Klingon DNA between his teeth and in his digestive tract. But he just calmly stands there and takes the scan.
Hello, I'm Dr. Ukitha.
Honor, Dr. Ukitha.
Now, I'm gonna do something for you. First of all, well, I'm gonna say one thing. Those retractable claws, don't use them.
I had no intention of doing so, Doctor.
I didn't think you were going to. This is an honourable duel.
Yes.
Okay? You want to be part of the Klingon Empire. Do this by the book.
I had every intention of doing so, Doctor.
No.
But thank you for assuring me.
I know. Also, no matter what they do, do not react to it. Okay?
Very well.
Also, she's gonna tell him any weak points on a Klingon.
Okay. Interestingly enough, the moment Dr. Akitha starts going, right, you'll find you'll actually find a good place to strike would be the let's think, what's the word where they've got you'll find the secondary liver around about at which point the warrior points to where it is on Akitha herself. Yes, I know. And I will also find the secondary heart around about here, and points at a point in her own chest.
Oh, I like you.
They can be quite tough to chew.
I can see that. I'm glad you've eaten.
We only ate those who fought dishonorably.
Good, good. That is what I like to hear. Anyway, good luck with your battle.
Okay.
And she says this really quietly. I actually hope you win.
Thank you, Doctor.
They're really hitting it off, these two, aren't they?
If she starts smelling him, then we know that she's in for more than just an examination, yes.
It goes up to, what's it?
Right, so technically the equivalent of a captain is apparently the title Sack. So this is technically Captain Rolk.
Sack roll?
Yes, Doctor.
I have just examined your fighter. Everything seems to be fine. Everything seems to be fine. Good
He
luck.
is well fed.
Yes, I could see that. I enjoyed that, seeing that. Good luck.
We do not need luck, Doctor. We merely need to fight with honor.
Exactly. Exactly what I just told him. Anyway, I shall be off. I'm probably just going to be standing at the side, doctor, me being a doctor and everything.
Okay. Now then.
Dr. O'Keefe is going to stand there.
Alright, the combatants enter the fighting circle, and they are only allowed hand to hand. So, rather than just have this be a series of dice rolls, what can we do here to make this a little more interesting? Let me see. 9 and 2 versus...
Anybody taking any bets?
Yes. Hopkins is betting wholeheartedly against the
who's the who's
House
the bookmaker?
Who's the bookie? Right, okay.
I want to know who the bookie is.
There's probably a single random crew member on our ship that started this. I would not put it past anyone on the crew. who
Hello,
started it.
hello, Ensign NPC.
Honestly.
Ensign Redshirt. Okay. Let's think.
There's a Starfleet on a Klingon vessel.
I would like
Red.
one of you guys to volunteer to roll 2d20 for the Hageet warrior, and I will roll similar for the Pelesh warrior. We will see how the first round goes.
I can do the first round to see how it goes.
Everyone alright with that?
Yep.
Yep.
Movie. Alright. So, nothing in particular. I'm not saying foci or anything like that. I just want to see the results. Oh, that's good. A 16, which is not great, but a 1, which is good. So, likewise, from this fellow, we are going to see... similar. Alright. Okay, so that's 2. That'd be technically two successes because of the 1. versus 1 success because of the 2 and the 19. Okay. So there's a brief exchange of them feeling each other out, and then the Palesh warrior goes for a big wind-up swing, which the Hageet warrior sees coming. Now, what you guys notice about the way the Hageet fight is pretty fascinating. This warrior, at the very least, turns side-on, so that he limits his profile, so there's less of a target, whereas the other guy, the Klingon, he just goes from side to side with his hands out to the either side. Looks like he's about to wrestle a bear or something. The Hageet, though, because they've got eyes front and back, even by turning himself to the side, he's still got 2 eyes that can see the Klingon at all times, and so sees every clumsy swing that comes his way. Now, this isn't to say that Karak, the Palesh warrior, doesn't know what he's doing. He obviously does fight, and he's not without experience. He's throwing some test shots here and there. But the Hageet uses his very narrow profile to his advantage, stays at range, and then eventually comes in and hits the Palesh warrior Karak for a surprise attack. So the Hageet gets the better of the first exchange. Meanwhile, I would like Lieutenant Shalatha, so Chris, I'd like you to give me an insight and engineering check, please, with your focus of system maintenance and repair. I'm not going to tell you why just yet, I just want to see what you get. Whoa, hellosies!
Wow.
Right then, okay. So, Lieutenant Shalatha, being the world-weary soul that she is, she knows that you don't leave junior Klingon engineers to just get up to their own devices in the engineering room of even a sophisticated vessel like a Vorcha attack cruiser without some form of monitoring to know that they aren't going to mess things up. So one of these, essentially Shalatha has got a series of monitors, listening devices going on just to see how, make sure things are all on the up and up. And she gets an alert. There's a strange reading coming from some of the, power conduits on the port side. Somebody may be trying to sneakily access your systems. Now, Lieutenant Shalatha can't be absolutely positively sure, but with 4 successes, pretty damn sure. There's always a small percentage chance that you've not got it right, but you're fairly confident in your analysis that someone's doing something they shouldn't do to your ship. But Chris has muted himself, so he can't respond.
Yeah, no, sorry, we need to have a bit of a investigation there, don't we?
So, is Lieutenant Shalatha going to go herself, or going to send an underling to do it?
You want something done right? I'll
Do it yourself. Nice. Good. So, okay. You going to tell your captain that you're doing this, or are you going to try sneaking off?
No, better hand.
Okay. The House Palesh guys notice this as well, of course, but Lieutenant Shalatha at this point is just concentrating on trying to find out what these odd readings are coming from engineering ways. So, Lieutenant Shalatha for the moment just walks off. Now, someone else please to be the Hageet warrior while I be the Klingon warrior again, just to roll 2 d20s. This time I'll roll first, and I get a 7 and a 17. Okay. So Chris has just rolled, so how about either Connie or Liz? No, Liz has already gone, so how about Connie or Dave roll for the Hageet warrior this time? Just 2d20s, and we'll see what we get, what story the dice tell us.
Go on, Connie. You do it.
We're having a captain roll. See?
Ooh, 19 and a 10. Okay. 19 and a 10 versus a 7 and a 17. Yeah, so the Klingon now is coming back. He's had his feeling out process. He thinks he knows the Hageet warrior is capable of, so he starts redoubling his efforts, and now he's got the Hageet guy on the back foot. Alright, so the tide is now changing, but we've got Lieutenant Shalatha is going down to engineering to find out what's going on. Where's the Do Qe'Bach engine room? There it is. Quickly move things to you. Oh, we're already there. Nice. Let me activate this. So down in engineering, I just need to move this away from that a second. House by any other name, where is it? I'll find it. Oh, because it's all the way back here, my blimey. Bit of an investigation then, in engineering. Right, so Shalatha comes along and finds some of her engineers are just doing their usual thing, but one of them comes up and says, Lieutenant, I'm getting odd readings from some of our secondary power couplings. Someone's diverting power away from some of our exterior systems.
Can we trace where that's coming from?
Believe so, sir. Give me just a moment. Now, I am going to allow one more test from Shalatha. I would like insight and security.
Security.
With a focus. I'm not telling you which one.
Cool, thank you.
Now then. 2 successes. Shalatha has time to see one of the wall panels come open, and a number of Klingons wearing a house crest not your own come filing in through the secondary hatch with pistols and begin opening fire.
Just was a bit of a time to get a cheeky pop off while they were still coming out of the hatch.
Well, this is it. I'm just going to add folks to the equivalent of initiative. I'm going to add your engineering team as a single entity. So don't all act together, but let us begin this combat. So, yes, because you noticed them before they came through, you get to act first, so what would you like to do?
I was going to say, I'll take a shot at the first one that comes out, I suppose.
Nice, nice, nice. Good, good, good. Okay, so that's going to be control and security. You don't have a focus on energy weapons? No.
No.
You're going to be using your disruptor pistol, but that is not a bad roll. 2 successes is 1 success. So unfortunately, due to the close quarters, yeah, there's a shot and a miss. So it actually hits it hits dangerously close to one of the plasma reactors, but you don't actually cause anything but superficial damage. Don't manage to get the House Palesh warrior. You still have a movement available to you. Do you want to do it, or a minor action, I should say? Do you want to do anything with it?
Can my minor action be, guys?
Yep, absolutely.
Going on. Yeah, that's my minor action.
Now, unless you want to use 2 momentum to keep the initiative.
Am I good to do that? Just so I can then also, tactically withdraw.
Sure, if that's what you want to do.
Any objections from anyone?
Nope.
You do, Shalatha.
Yeah.
Thanks. Right, where can I go?
Okay, 2 momentum gone, which means that your Klingon warriors can go next. So you want them to withdraw?
Oh, they're fine. I was talking about myself. But,
Oh, yourself.
Yeah, I don't care about them. They're just NPCs.
In which case, that would be you using 2 momentum to gain an extra major action, which you can use to, move and get away with whatever you got. You say.
That's what I'll do instead, yeah. So I'll just go like... These ones on the right are mine, right? Because they got the yellow.
The ones are this guy, and this guy are yours, whereas the other 2 are House Palesh warriors.
Okay, in that case I'll just literally just go like, boop, behind the console.
Right. Bit of cover.
Mm-hmm. I've played XCOM before.
Actually, that means you don't need to use any momentum at all, because that was just a simple move behind cover, so that's fine. No problems there, so we'll just rotate that back. House Palesh warriors coming out. This guy wants to go for the comm panel, the other guy just wants to try and keep everybody down. So I'm going to activate this guy first, so he does suppression fire, which makes it harder for everybody else to shoot. Which means now I go to your Klingons, Lieutenant Shalatha, your engineers. What do you want them to do?
They fire at will, pretty much.
These guys, they're engineers, not necessarily. No, oh, they're pretty pants. Shooting wildly in vague directions. They weren't prepared for this. Maybe they should have been. Which means we get onto the last House Palesh warrior, who is going to open fire on Shalatha, since she is obviously the one in charge here. But you have got cover, so this is interesting. That means you get to roll control and security in opposition.
Cool.
As a difficulty. Got a 5 and a 16. 1 success. Okay, that's what I have to get on over. Let's see how this Klingon does. A 7 and a 7 means 2 successes, which means he does better. He does manage to hit you. With a Disruptor Pistol, that does 4 damage, so unless you want an intensity 4 injury, you're going to have to avoid injury through use of stress.
Yeah, okay. How much stress do I have?
So you've got a full tank of stress there. You're going to need to take 4 stress away to not take any... Actually, that's a good point. You have got a uniform which gives you armor of a sort, so it actually gets knocked down by 1, so you only lose 3.
Ah, nice.
There we are. Nice. Right, so that's everyone has now acted. So, I am going to... leave the battle music on for the moment, as I'm going to take us back to the combat pit. Just a moment. So, you guys are all up here not knowing what's happened to Lieutenant Shalatha, that something's going on in engineering at this present moment in time. So, Dave, it's your turn to roll for the Hageet warrior. The Klingon was doing better. The Klingon Karak of House Palesh was doing better last time. Let's see if the Hageet warrior can come through. Roll 2 d20s for me. Nice, nice. Ooh, a 1 and a 13. That's 2 successes at the very least. And ooh, very, very bad for House Palesh. So the Hageet warrior comes back. Knocks House Palesh's combatant down quite hard. Harder than he obviously expected. Finds himself on his back. A big cheer goes up from your crew as this guy has just been knocked on his ass. I would like, let me see. Can I get Captain Qe'Bach to give me insight and security using hand-to-hand combat as a focus, please.
Oh.
One success. Cool, cool, cool. Right, the Klingon gets knocked backwards. He sees all the people, all the others cheering, looks over at his general, who looks like a disapproving father. Very disappointed in his man, and seems to be urging him to get up, at which point he turns to the Hageet, who's stepping back, which seems to infuriate this guy. He reaches into his uniform, pulls out what looks like a duck tag, a knife, and looks to go for the Hageet with it. It's around about this point that
The rules, isn't it?
everyone's attention is suddenly drawn to the fact that the red alert klaxon is going off, which apparently the House Palesh guys take as a cue to draw their own weapons. So, I am going to add everybody here into
All they will
initiative.
see in return when they look at Trasa is a wicked smile.
Right, so
And she
what I'm
pulls
going to
out her own
say... Yes, indeed. As is per usual, uncontrolled support characters in the area can be used as an advantage, a personnel advantage that you can use. In the meantime, Chris, since Lieutenant Shalatha isn't present on this particular battlefield, I will let you take control of our tactical officer. Crotan, not Crotan, that's, the names are fudged up again. Tre'gok.
Oh, is it meant to be this fella here, is it? Yeah, okay.
Yes, that's Mark's character, so we'll let you be that one.
Cool.
And I am... Let me see, how many of you guys are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I am going to add more House Palesh to the mix. 2 more House Palesh to the mix, actually. As the general backs off. Lets his warriors do the fighting. So let's get stuck in. They are going to start because they use the red alert as their starter pistol. So I am going to have General Ganak go first, and he is going to use presence and command to create an advantage for his people. And fails to do so. He's not that convincing, there's too much noise. Other than that, he draws a disruptor pistol and backs off. One of you goes next. Who's it going to be?
Can I lift the spirits of the people by a command?
Activating Captain Qe'Bach. Okay. What do you want to do?
What can I do? Can I can I order people to be in ready positions that sort of helps prepare them not have to take a minor action to set up, or is that too much of a cheat?
Ooh, interesting. Ready positions so you don't have to ready weapons, so it gets them all to act so that they are ready. Okay. I'm going to say... Let's see, what have you got? No, I won't have to ask you to use that. Oh, here we go. What's this? Yeah, so this is essentially drawing upon your killer's instinct talent. I'm going to let you give me presence and command with combat tactics as your focus. Go for it. Ooh, double 9s, 2 successes. Right. Everybody starts as if they've already got a weapon drawn.
Waste those pataks!
Waste them! Does the captain want to use his own minor action to close the distance with anybody?
Oh yeah. I mean, he's gonna head to, well, it doesn't matter if how many moves it takes, but he's gonna head to General Ganak, like, what in, Silvercore is this?
Right, you can get as far as where Trasa's at in one go.
Okay. I'll get there then.
Cool. Good. Alright, one of them goes next. Let's go with... Which one's this?
Do we want to seize the initiative?
Do you want to seize initiative?
The general.
If you wish, I don't
I think we should.
see why not.
I'm concerned about like this fella, considering that the other guy just drew like an actual weapon and he's unarmed, presumably. But obviously, I don't know if interfering with like upset his honor or whatever. But
Up to you guys.
curious what you guys
Honestly, I kind of want to see what he would what he will do. Because I've killed Klingons plenty of times. I'm kind of wanting to see him do it barehanded.
Kill one Klingon, you killed them all, you know.
Well, killed and eaten a Klingon, and you've killed and eaten them all. So yeah, quite. So
Yeah,
up to you. If go for it. Who wants to go next?
Figured if we take the head of the
momentum?
snake. Yeah, I think we will. Because if we kill the head of the snake, they should all fall.
Okay, cool. So who activates next out of you guys?
I think I'm the best chance to try to get to the general and probably get him to surrender.
Okay, activating Commander Trasa.
I could very well skirt around his guys without getting in the way. Right?
You can but find out.
Yeah, she's gonna bum rush to the general while yelling at he's a coward. Fight her like a true Klingon.
I am going to expend threat as he uses one of his abilities to pull one of his guys in the path of danger.
Of course he does, because he's a coward, and he just proves her point.
So
Even
what
more.
weapon does Trasa want to have drawn and ready? That's a big old chuckle. I like it when you give me a big old chuckle.
Her trusty batleth, because
Trusty Batleth. Ready. So the other guy doesn't roll terribly well. That's the difficulty you're looking at to get him. So daring and security with whatever focus is applicable in this situation. Hand to hand would be the one to go for.
Yep, that's the one I was planning.
Oof! Yeah. Alrighty, well that's momentum pool filled right back up in one go. Right, this guy's technique is sloppy. Yes, Connie.
So just do we need to keep in mind that are we allowed to kill people if Gowron says dead?
I mean,
no one
they attacked us. We're defending ourselves.
We're defending ourselves now, aren't we? They started.
I just thought it'd also be more humiliating for them to not even be able to die in combat.
Well, that's an interesting point.
That is a good point. That is a good point. Yeah. So because this guy, she's going to hit him upside the head with the flat end just enough to knock him out.
So attacking with the bludgeoning sides of a batleth. Gotcha. With that many successes versus his, this guy's technique is sloppy and completely unrefined. He's got a pistol out, mind you. He drew a disruptor pistol, so he's got a dagger and a pistol. So against it, now being a trained Klingons in general, you guys know it is possible to fight off somebody with a bat'leth if you have two weapons of your own, even if it is a pistol and a... there are whole training regimes dedicated to this kind of thing, and most every warrior in the Klingon Defense Force should at least be aware of how to use them, but this guy's technique is... well, his defense is easy to get through. His resistance is, Trasa just feels she's overpowering this guy with very little in the way of expenditure on her part. It's like, damn, boy, did you even exercise?
I saw better fighters in Starfleet than I am in your own defense force here.
So what you can do for me is... give me... actually, no, there it is there. Bat'leth. Boop. This guy is a support character and therefore does not have his own brass track, therefore is overcome. So you just... defeated, not dead.
Knock him out. Yeah, just knock him out. As she says that his guys are weaker than Starfleet.
Boom, bang. Okay, one down. Now it's them. This fight over here in the arena is still going on. Who's next of them lot? This guy. This guy sees the captain incoming and is going to shoot the captain with his disruptor pistol. Captain gets
see both the
no
captain
cover.
and the first officer.
Oh god, these guys. Sorry?
Man,
That's
just
a red.
making an excuse for them to get dishonorable.
So, Captain Qe'Bach sees one of the House Palash warriors level a disruptor pistol in his direction, and the guy fires a really clumsy shot where the captain just has to lean slightly out of the path of the shot and it just goes wide. It's like the guy didn't even compensate for recoil.
Oh my god.
What the
Oh,
hell?
That and he's probably also... There's two Klingons coming for his captain. He's scared.
Can I just have everyone imagine the captain just making his way like the Terminator?
Doing a Jason Voorhees walk.
Exactly.
Slowly drawing the machete. Anyway. Well, it's either Tre'gok or Dr. O'Keefe's turn next, so who wants to go?
I don't mind jumping in next.
Cool. So, Tactical Officer Commander Tre'gok, what do you want him to do, Chris?
Yes, I think I'd move a little bit closer, and then go for this fella.
That fella there. Okay, so you can just about make that distance.
Cool.
I think. Yeah, so
Cool.
just about. So going with the Bat'leth, I take?
Yeah, I'll have a word with him.
Right, so it's going to be, this guy knows you're coming, so once again it's going to be against his, and I use the term loosely, training, so I would get 1 again. These guys like scoring 1 a lot. So that's difficulty you've got to get over. If you give me daring and security with... Does he have? He does have hand-to-hand.
Nice.
What's a Klingon without hand-to-hand for combat as a focus?
Dead, I think.
Well, 2 14s is 2 successes on the money, 1 over and above what was needed. So once again, this guy has no stress pool of his own. Therefore, defeated, not dead. And this guy was being knocked unconscious, not killed?
Yeah, of course. We've got the kid gloves on with these guys, haven't we?
Yep, okay. Cool, cool. Just checking that still doing the non-lethal thing. Because you want to dishonor them.
Yeah. Well, dishonor them more, because we're also probably going to take their noble title when we discredit their entire house.
You know what? In the back. In Trasa's back. Shoot her in the back.
They can try.
5 and a 6 is only 1. Yeah, good God, these guys, they suck. So
Yeah, I'm just picturing Hopkins as like walking like Liam Neeson from the movie Taken.
rapid, decisive steps. I'm coming for you, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. Apparently, Liam Neeson actually did leave a threatening phone call on the answer machine of his daughter's boyfriend. In jest, I'm sure.
Also, in the movie, he also threatened the kidnappers.
Well, yes, obvious.
Which, granted, Hopkins has already threatened the captain. Now she's just
Draws back to try and circle his captain.
mitigate.
Dr. O'Keefe, you are last in this round of combat. What would Dr. O'Keefe like to do?
I like to come over here. Hold on.
Is here?
Over here.
Coming over here, okay. Going into the... Whoops, you selected everybody! Control Z
Okay.
that.
Hold on. Oh, apparently I can't move everybody back.
That's fine, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. You missed, you move that one, you move that one. Like that. Oh. No problem. Oh, and of course Zippy. I forgot about Zippy. Zippy zipped.
Yeah, I kind of almost want to have him at one point help her and just like start crawling on the leg of the Klingons and making them do the little I got an animal in my pants dance.
Yep, yeah, well, you know, animal in the pants dance. That's awesome. Haven't heard that before. And I probably should have. Nevertheless, Dr. O'Keefe, what are you doing here?
I want to knock out this Klingon with a hyperspray. Not hyperspray, but basically an injection into him.
The equivalent thereof, yeah, okay. Alrighty, so...
I don't know how I'm going to do that.
You're trying to essentially get this guy with a medical device, knock him out with a sedative. So, I am gonna get you to give me a control and medicine check, with probably biology as a focus. Okay.
I keep on getting these complications.
Yes, you do.
With successes.
Hypersprayed yourself.
Yeah.
Well, okay. With his 2 successes, he hypersprays the enemy and then hypersprays himself.
How about
Somehow.
he hypersprays the enemy, and the enemy he called overweight falls on him, and he's stuck.
That too. They can work too.
That would be pretty funny. Unfortunately, what happens is this: Dr. O'Keefe comes running in, preparing the hyperspray injection, and comes around the Klingon with intention of blindsiding him. At which point, the Hageet warrior, with the very keen all-around vision, spots this, shoves the Klingon to one side, and interposes himself between Dr. O'Keefe and the Klingon Karak, grabs hold of the hyperspray injector and goes, "No, this is my fight." At which point, the Klingon stabs him from behind. He grimaces as the knife goes in, but the Hageet warrior just goes, "I will either fight or die with honor."
Is it Dr. O'Keefe a female?
Yes. To the engine room.
You just play both. You just play a doctor. You just play female characters, Dave. It's fine.
I've got no problem with it. It's not like this is the first time I've played a female character. I mean, my other one's a female character.
Right.
You just forgot, didn't you?
Chris. Lieutenant Shalatha in engineering, trying to stop these guys from House Palesh, trying to take over engineering. What do you want to do? Now, I will say that you've got your 3 guys, and they can be used to assist you in some fashion, whatever you want them to assist you with. So to make it a little easier on you to do whatever you want to do. So bear that in mind.
Maybe my boys can put like some suppressing fire on this fella, so I can focus on this one.
Deal. Can and will do. So these guys will, now that they've had a chance to get their wits about them, they'll draw their weapons and start laying down fire on this guy who was trying to suppress them. Now they're suppressing him in turn. So that leaves you against this fella all on his lonesome. What would you like to do? You are still technically behind cover.
Yeah, I'll have a word with this fella.
Now, do you want to pistol shot him, or do you want to...
See, I've not really got a battle with anything, have I? I've just got like a little knife.
No, you are a lowly engineer, and therefore have only got pistol and dagger.
Yeah, so I can shoot him and then butter some toast. I'll take a shot at him.
Shoot him and butter some toast. Oh, magnificent. Right, so that's control and security to fire the weapon. He's got no cover at all, so it's difficulty of 2. It's going to be talent alone, which we get. That is a crack shot. Exactly what's needed. Which means that... Hang on. Didn't I do... Yes, I did. Disruptor pistol does 4. Injury of 4. These guys do not have their own pools. I cannot spend anything, so he is down. Took fire right in the chest. Looks like he was coming around to try and access the console, but you managed to shoot him dead center. Nice big fly of sparks and bright pink blood. Now let's go to the remaining House Palesh warrior. Wow, that didn't go according to plan, did it, lads? He's now got 3 guys shooting at him, holding him down. He is going to take a shot at the control console. Let's see how well he manages this, because these guys aren't the best. Ooh, he manages it. Right, so the control console gets hit and sparks fly everywhere, which means that Shalatha is momentarily blinded as she has to put her hand up in front of her eyes as the console goes up in a shower of sparks and electrical fizzing, which means that it is a bright enough flashbang equivalent. That means that the House Palesh warrior is able to withdraw using that as cover. I'm going to end that particular combat there, because now you have got your primary engine control systems have been destroyed. Now, the good news is, as long as they haven't done anything to try and sabotage systems, which you don't think they had, otherwise they wouldn't have been trying to seize control of it, this just means that for the moment your ability to monitor the reaction process of the main reactor is now going to have to be taken up on some kind of secondary console that you're going to have to install somewhere. So it's not the biggest headache, but it means it does delay you, because you're going to have to set up a new control system. But that guy you have essentially repelled this invasion of engineering. So let's go back to the combat pit. Okie dokie. Round 2. The second round of everything going on in this place here. Now, they did start things off last time because they had the advantage of surprise. That advantage is quickly dwindling. Let me see. General Ganak looks around and sees that things are going very badly for him at the moment, and so looks furiously around, sees Trasa and Tre'gok and Qe'Bach all bearing down slowly on him. Slowly and threateningly on him, and just and just goes, "There is more than one way to win than a one-on-one fight, and in the end, victory is what grants honor." And he clicks a button on something that was hidden in his forearm bracer. And his men and he transport away. Which brings to end combat here, more or less. Although, we still have this fella. Actually, no, this fella will have transported away as well. So we just take away these sound effects for the moment, as stuff is still going on. So, General Ganak and his troops have beamed away. And this Hageet warrior has just been stabbed rather viciously. There's still...
Is this person still here? Sorry, unconscious.
Yes, the ones that you knocked unconscious are still there unconscious. Let me bring that one back.
We'll have questions, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah, but for now we can have just security guards take them to our hold.
Yes, but there should be a... Let's get the red alert going as well. Because... Bridge to Captain Qe'Bach. The House Palace ships have raised shields and are arming weapons, sir. Request your presence on the bridge.
Let's go then. Take these unconscious pataks to the brig, and we'll deal with them later. Anyway.
Sack Ralk runs up to his downed warrior and holds on to him. We will transport over to our own vessel.
Happy hunting.
Energize. And they beam away. Bearing in mind that Hageet warrior was still bleeding from being stabbed from behind. Nevertheless, let's get you back to the bridge. So, your trade vessel captains are not present. They're back on their own ships. But, yes, as was reported, when you eventually do reach your stations back on the bridge, and Lieutenant Shalatha is able to come to the bridge in order to use the engineering control station there, the other House Palesh ships have started their attack runs. So let's go to the Hanasa system. So your two civilian ships backed away.
Time to knock their ships out as quickly as we did the first one.
So, there are going to be a number of different combats going on. Sakrolk withdraws his ship to help some of the other cruisers. Let's have this bird of prey and the D12 be your primary problem. Meaning that that Katanga battle cruiser from earlier that struck mines has now managed to repair itself and is going for these guys, as will, let's say, another couple of Palash ships have come in here. So there's this combat going on over in this area, leaving you guys to deal with this combat going on here. Right then. Let's add Bird of Prey. Let's add this guy's name to be slightly different. Just so I can distinguish whom from whom. So you guys get to start your own ship combat sequence. So sadly, your shields start as down because you were beaming people to and fro. Let's add you guys to initiative. Right, have we got everybody? We got Captain, we got First Officer, we've got your Tactical Officer, we've got your Sensor Operator, we've got your Pilot, we've got your Other Operations Officer, and we've got your Primary Operations Officer, which is your Chief Engineer. That should be every department. Add these guys, and we've got a party! Right, so once again, because these guys are traitorous, folks, we are going to start off with them, and they're going to use their D12 for a sneaky shot, which means they are going to use control and security with that. I'm actually going to give them an extra dice. 2 successes, plus the ship's weapons and security. 1 dice is gonna be... No, just 2 successes. Blah, 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 blah. So they open up with their disruptor cannons. Which means that their disruptor cannons do a massive 9 damage. Your shields are down, but we take away your resistance, which is, quite frankly, ridiculous. Which means you suffer 1 breach. Now, let us see where it goes. Which of your systems gets hit? Structure. Okay, everybody can give me the Star Trek shake as your main superstructure gets blasted with a raking fire from the D12's wing-mounted disruptor cannons. Well, that proves just how ridiculously strong your ship is, because even though your shields were down, you only took one breach. So that means for the moment your ship is shaken? Shaken. So, Captain...
Not stirred.
Not stirred. Yes. So, what happens when your ship is shaken, but not stirred? Actually, let's have a look. There's a random table here that the 2nd edition core rulebook actually quite handily gives. Before we go there, though, let's have a look at... So, the captain gets to make a choice. When your ship gets shaken by damage, you've got a choice as to what action can be taken. You can either brace for impact, which means that one character from this lot can choose not to take an action as a result of the ship being shaken, or you can choose to lose reserve power, or the ship can suffer a complication as it takes casualties and minor damage. Up to you. Which would you prefer it to be?
I think, considering, despite only taking 1 point of damage, 1 breach, I think having someone miss a go will be hopefully the least consequential. Okay,
cool. So none of your guys have acted yet, so you can choose precisely who. I mean, you've got the captain who can do commanding officer stuff, but you've also got Trasa who can do commanding officer command related stuff too. Commander Tre'gok is your tactical officer, therefore is the one who shoots, whereas Dr. Akitha is the one who usually does sensors in order to try and find a weakness. Shalatha and to an extent Lieutenant Lethulal Dos can do what comes afterwards, which is trying to regain power and or regain shields. Whereas Lieutenant Shatran is the one who flies and therefore does the helm related actions. So who do you think you can afford to lose?
Is this for the whole conflict or just
No,
this
just
one
for
thing?
this turn.
Okay.
Anybody else got an opinion?
Oh.
Feel free to share it, but otherwise the captain makes the decision.
I don't mind skipping so much. My security ain't great.
I mean, do we
Yeah,
need...
I mean,
Sorry, go on, Liz.
also, if we choose anyone, my character could also, well, for the most part, cover down on security or con as well.
I'm just looking at any focuses that we might not want to go without.
We list the departments
Oh.
here. No problem, Chris.
Yeah. Let's see.
I mean, I don't see us doing any maneuvers. I think we're close enough for stuff, so I'm wondering whether we have Lieutenant Shatran sit this one out for now.
Potentially. That's a good point, actually. What is your ship's rating with... Actually, security is pretty dang high. So that means you might have 2 tactical stops. Let's just... So this is going to be helm, but you're looking at maybe negating helm. So you don't actually need a second ops officer there, he's just useful to have. So we can withdraw Lieutenant Lethulal Dos from everything, since there's not really a space for him. But we do have, technically, because your ship's tactical rating is 5, and I think 4 and over is where you get a secondary tactical station. So let's go with that. But bearing in mind, any tactical action taken by Tactical Station 2 will be more difficult than the first tactical action that is taken. But nevertheless, these are your stations and these are the options you have. You want to not bother with helm for this time. Is that it?
I think so.
Okay, we'll have Shatran miss his turn then. Ruby. So that's that then. Your ship is shaken for the moment, which means nothing much, just had a bit of a rock and reel. But if something else happens whilst your ship is shaken, then you might lose power as well. You've taken a single breach to your structure, which according to this is... Ooh. A section of the ship's hull has been pierced, exposing the interior to hard vacuum. So, somewhere on the ship, a hole has been blasted in the outer hull, and they're having to deal with it. So, for the moment, we're just going to put that there's a hull breach. This could affect your ability to get around the ship, but nevertheless, that was their sneaky-deaky action. That they took first. They have got the ability to do 3 more with that, and 3 of those. One of you gets to go next. So who's up?
I think we should get our shields up.
Okay, yep, that would be tactical. So your tactical station can, as a... I think it's a...
Unless somebody else has a better idea, but I
As a minor
I don't
action,
think it's
someone on
important right now.
tactical can raise shields.
yeah, I think Hopkins would do that and keep Tre'gok to fire phasers. It's
Cool.
a little bit better at doing that.
Okay, Trasa uses a minor action to raise shields. What would you like your major action to be?
Could I set up a targeting algorithm to hit the bird of prey?
Yes, yes, yes. A targeting solution means that on the next attack on that vessel, you can re-roll one of the dice rolled. Yeah, so that's great.
Yep, that's what you do.
Okay. Moving back to these guys, I'm going to say that the helm officer of the bird of prey swings it about over here. Is not going to do much else besides because he can't. So whom of you goes next? You've got your tactical officer, we've got your helm officer who's missing their turn. Shalatha, unless you want to move to somebody else's console. I mean, at the moment, the ship is shaken. So you could try and solve that if you wanted to. Or Dr. Akitha can use sensors to try and find a weak spot in either the Bird of Prey or the D12's systems.
I can try and use sensors to find a weak spot on the Bird of Prey.
The Bird of Prey. Okay, cool. So that is a scan for weakness, which is going to be control and science, using whatever sensor-related focus you have. That's going to be backed up by the ship. Let's have the Do Qe'Bach be rolled by Connie as captain. Roll for the Do Qe'Bach. We're going to want sensors and security, please. See if you can detect a weakness in the Bird of Prey.
I am using a as this is a dedicated focus
Right, you are.
sensor operations. Which is this.
Yep. So that means you double your... Well, you press the dedicated focus button when you roll. What was that, Connie?
Does the fast targeting systems talent apply on the ship?
Good point. Fast targeting. This is you scanning for weaknesses at the moment, though. But when you do want to use fast targeting, you can use the targeting solution minor action, which gives you the benefits of reroll on the next attack, or choose a specific system hit by the attack. So
okay.
they
So
are
when we
those are
find a
options.
weakness-
Yeah. So first, find a weakness using sensors.
So the ship is also assisting, so just a 1?
The ship will be assisting with just 1. Yes, please. Okitha gets 2. The ship gets an extra 1, so that is more than enough needed. 1 over what was necessary. So that means you are now. You have scanned for weakness. So let me put that little note there. Whoop. This is an old BREL, one of the old workhorses of the Klingon Defense Force, the Bird of Prey. Where do you think the weakness is going to be found, Chris?
Fantastic question. Sorry, I was just rushing on sorting laundry out.
It's fine.
Where do I think the weakness is going to be found? I'm going to guess, carpe jugulum, go for the throat. Like, right.
Yeah, that's
Bit.
the neck.
The structural weakness on the neck portion. Right, gotcha. Cool. Okay, so that's what we got. well, since we're on the bird of prey, we may as well use the bird. Do we use the bird of prey? No, I'm going to activate General Gnak. He is going to try and create an advantage for all of his friends. And I'm going to give him an extra dice to do it, to try and make it so he can. He really, really does. So I get one back there. I am going to say... because we've established he's a bit of a coward, he is giving his ships an advantage to being hit, so they are now one harder to hit. One of you goes next now. Does your captain want to give an advantage to the ships, or do you want to finally get shooting with something, since you've identified a weakness in the bird of prey?
I think the captain wants to... Oh yeah. Captain, make ship hit hard.
Okay, so give me a presence and command then, with your tactics focus. Ooh, that's really good. That's crikey. Right, okay, so with that, you got double what was necessary, so... I am going to give you the advantage. Hit him where it hurts. ×2. Jeepers. So it's going to be... you're going to get... It's going to be too easier to hit them. So you've effectively nullified... So yeah, you've effectively nullified General Ganak's and made it 1 point easier to hit them. Wow, somebody's the better captain, the better battlefield commander here.
Well, what do you expect from
Difficult.
a group that's overweight and lazy?
Well, quite exactamundo. Right, so it's now down to these guys. They are going to finally open fire. So their big number has essentially been disrupted, so they're going to try and shoot. I may as well keep spending my threat here. Oh, that was bad. Right, they didn't prepare their weapon systems enough, or did they? Let me see. The ship still has to roll here. Okay, yeah, their ship succeeded. You didn't do anything, so it still needs only 2. So their disruptor cannons do fire and do hit, doing 8. They didn't scan you for weaknesses, so your resistance still applies, and your resistance completely nullifies their damage. Yikes. So you got rocked a little bit from the impact of the Bird of Prey's disruptor cannons on your shields, but suffered no damage. One of you goes next. We've got your tactical officer, your operations officer, or the... Actually, no, Dr. O'Keefe has already been, so... Since your helm officer is... you got a choice now. You can either open fire, or you can get Lieutenant Shilartha to try and solve the shaken problem on the ship. What would you rather?
Take a look at that now.
Take a look at that now? Okay, cool.
Who else? Is it just Shilartha? And is it... Trasa hasn't gone yet, has she?
Trasa has gone. Trasa
No, I was one of
activated...
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, I brought up the shields and then put in a targeted solution on the D12.
Yep. So any attack against the D12 will be able to re-roll one of its dice. In the meantime, if Lieutenant Shilartha wants to try and deal with the shaken problem, then Lieutenant Shilartha can give me control and engineering with system maintenance and repair as a focus. 2 successes, booyah. Shaken condition gone. Diverting power, rerouting power to the stabilizers, and all of that good stuff means that the ship is no longer shaken. Which essentially means that the next direct hit against you won't take out your reserve power, so that's cool. Which means we have got to deal with the D12. How many turns has this guy? Actually, how many turns has this guy taken? He moved. He opened fire. These guys are going to spend their final turn to activate their cloaking device. Which means they disappear from view for a moment. Back to you. It is now Commander Tre'gok's turn, essentially, your tactical officer. So, who wants it? Does Connie want to be Commander Tre'gok and Liz be the ship, or does Liz want to be Commander Tre'gok and Connie be the ship?
I really don't care. Whatever Connie
Wants to be the one rolling 2 dice.
I'll be the ship.
All right then. Who wants to be Commander Tre'gok? Who wants to be the tactical officer? If no one's going, then I will say, since Liz had Trasa put in the targeting solution, you may as well be the one to fire. I will be from Commander Tre'gok, requiring control and security with a focus on shipboard tactical systems. And Dave, if you want to give me weapons and security from the Do Qe'Bach. Targeting.
How many dice?
Just the one?
Oh!
Well, here's where the targeting solution comes in.
Oh, thank
Let's
God.
see what the ship was first.
I mean, you can't be seen to be
Alright,
failing
roll
at an
the
attack
one.
action in front of these people now, can you? That's much better. 2 successes.
I
Now,
love that.
much better.
Yep, 3 successes.
So that's actually 3 successes, 1 over and above what was necessary. Now, am I to take it that you are firing with the really big guns?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. What else would we be using?
Which means that it's got the intense quality, and because you've got 1 success over and above what was needed, and you've got a full momentum pool, you could add that to increase the damage to 10. Resistance 5 means just 5. Alright, which means you knock some of their shields out, and because you did 5 damage, you make them shaken.
Didn't we also do hit him where it hurts?
Yes, that's right.
On
One more.
the D12?
One more down. Thank you for reminding me. Hit them where it hurts.
It's like watching their shields go down.
Yes, so the Do Qe'Bach swings around languidly almost, and thanks to the targeting solution plotted in, Tre'gok fires the main disruptor cannon, which, it is. Compared to some of the impacts you've put out before, this was a light touch. This was a hit 'em to know that you've hit them kind of job. Meanwhile, the battles going on elsewhere are proceeding. It's not a stalemate, I will say that much. Even though the Pelesh have brought in 2 D7s and a bird of prey against the Hageet's 3 Katanga battle cruisers, the Hageet are actually they are weathering the fire, but they are not shooting back. So, back around to you guys. What are you guys going to do? Now, you've got 1 bird of prey that has now cloaked itself, so it is somewhere out there. but you've got the D12, which has got General Kanak on it, right there. What would you like to do? Now, hit him where it hurts has been used, so that goes away for the moment.
I feel like if we did just focus on the head where the general is, and hopefully the cloaked ship would reveal themselves just to try and,
Yeah, maybe. That's a good point. So what would you like to do?
I guess find a weakness on the D12 as well.
Alright then, cool. Dr. O'Keefe can be activated in that case to use sensors. Since you came up with that idea, Chris, could you be the Do Qe'Bach for me and give me sensors and security? Scanning for weaknesses.
It is just the one dice for the ship.
Just the one dice for the ship, yes.
Cool.
Control and science with a dedicated focus for
Yes,
Dr.
indeed.
O'Keefe.
Yes.
Okay. Dr. O'Keefe, activate.
I'd imagine you're in surgery, you're about to go under the knife, and that's the last thing you hear when the anaesthetic kicks in.
Right, okie dokie. 3 successes, 1 over and above what was necessary, yes. Now, if people will cast their minds back to Star Trek Generations, you should recall. I take it everyone here has seen Star Trek Generations.
No, never.
Never.
I'm lying. I have seen it.
Then you should remember that the ingenious, so that when Commander Riker asked Lieutenant Worf if the Duras sisters' ship had any weaknesses, it was that that particular model of ship was known for having defective plasma coils. Well, as it turns out, the Duras sisters were the Duras sisters were in a D12 bird of prey, which is exactly what this is.
Which is a very poor design of a ship.
It had a bad reputation. So scanning for weaknesses
Very
detects that weakness, defective plasma coils.
I know an engineer who could fix that for you.
You mean Trasa knows an engineer that could fix that for them?
Or were you actually referring to your own engineer, Lieutenant Shalatha?
Yeah. I don't know
Oh.
what you think about.
Wait, aren't you? I thought you were the doctor.
Yes, Dave was having fun with you, Liz. He was being subversive.
Ooh.
See, I do know some words. They do happen occasionally.
I'm going to use that one.
I may have used it wrong.
I'm lucky I'm on the other side of the Atlantic. I'm
not being
give
silly.
you a cross-Atlantic popped in the head because of that.
Any hoops. So you've successfully scanned them for a weakness, which you have found. I am going to take an action with the D12 lot, and they are going to try and get their shields back up. And they do. Right, so it's structure and engineering? Yes. Right, so that's 4 successes. Regenerating shields, control engineering, structure and engineering, 2 at difficulty 2. I got 4, which means we got 2 over and above. It returns equal to the rating of the engineer, which in this case is 1, 2, 3. They're not very good. Plus 2 more by spending 1 momentum, so they get 4 more, which means they are back up to full shields, but that is their turn. Done. One of you goes next. Who would it like to be? Now, does the captain or the first officer want to make some kind of advantage or disadvantage for the enemy based on what you've learnt here about the defective plasma coils or whatever?
So we've identified the weakness, we just haven't targeted it
Correct.
specifically yet. Let's do that then.
So you want to actually take a shot at them? Do you
well,
want the
I want
captain to create an advantage to do with that?
Yeah, create an advantage to do with
Okay.
that.
So this will once again be using your presence and command, using your battlefield tactics.
Yeah.
Okay, that wasn't so good. So, yeah, the problem with knowing that they've got defective plasma coils is one thing. Being able to... The fact that they've got their shields up is the problem. You're not able to actively target specifically that system whilst their shields are up. So the captain at this moment is trying to come up with some clever way to exploit that, but doesn't have any experience with these defective birds of prey, so he's like, not sure other than just pounding their shields into oblivion and then shooting them after the fact. Can't quite come up with anything, so yes, never mind. Might be able to come up with something later, but in the meantime, they have done that. They are going to spend their next action activating their cloak, which is what they are going to do. So that is their action. What is your next action? Who's next? So we've still got your tactical officer, we've got Trasa, we've got your helm officer, we've got Lieutenant Shalatha. Still to go.
Can I attempt to track the D12 using their
Defective plasma
I don't know
coils?
what it's called. The plasma traces.
Yeah, sure. We want to try and track them. So this is going to be... Well, yeah, the second tactical station, so that makes sense. Give me control and... Give me reason and security with shipboard tactical systems as a focus. Somebody can help out by being the ship using sensors and security. That can be Dave.
What am I doing?
Sensors and security on the Do Qe'Bach, please.
Okie dokie.
Trying to
One
pinpoint
dice.
their plans. Just one dice, yes.
Yeah,
Any
we're pinpointing their plasma coils.
any focus?
We're following their
For the ship?
Yeah.
trail.
Not in this case.
Okay.
No, actually, that's a good point. I did. Ooh, wow. Okay.
That's my
Can I use my
Let's make it go anymore.
Can I use my order of battle to negate that 20 from the ship?
Sure. Makes sense.
That's my
this
third
is-
today, by the way.
That's your one a day? Yep.
No, that's my third for today.
I know. Good point. Good point.
I'm trying to get my 5 a day in.
Please,
When
no.
we said 10,000 steps, we meant steps, not 20s. Okay.
I need this. I need these 20s for tomorrow. But thank you very much.
So,
Yeah,
okay.
save them for tomorrow. We need you to roll ones.
So the fact that you know that they've got defective plasma coils and cloaked vessels leave tachyons usually in their wake. You've got a rough idea based on their last heading where they might be, and with the presence of tachyons in the area, it's a reasonable guess. But any shots you're going to be firing in a specific area are still going to be shooting into something you can't see. So With 3 successes, it's going to be a very good educated guess. So it won't be quite as egregiously hard as it otherwise would be normally, certainly. So now it's
Trasa
there.
is using her knowledge from Starfleet to try to find cloaked ships.
Yes, exactly.
Preferably she's used to Romulan, but I mean, I guess she can translate that into Klingons.
Okay, I have taken an action, and you don't need to know what it is or see it for the moment, so I'm just going to move on to you guys. So, your engineer Shalatha hasn't gone yet, your helm officer hasn't declared whether or not he's going to do an attack pattern or an evasive pattern or what. So what would you like your helm officer to do, if anything? Essentially, an attack pattern allows your helm officer to assist with an attack, or an evasive pattern allows him to try and make the ship able to resist being hit. Or you don't have to use your helm officer at all.
I mean, we don't really need to resist being hit until they come out of cloaking, right?
True enough.
Yeah.
Do you really want to
We
wait
can
that
always
long?
make it easier to hit them with an attack pattern on a educated area.
Alright, that's one for don't care. That's one for maybe not, and one for yes. What about the other two of you? Attack pattern or no attack pattern?
Attack pattern.
They've been a bit crap so far, haven't they? I don't think we've been bothered.
Yeah. Okay. So it's even Steven
I
either
mean,
way.
they're cloaked
Okay.
right now. I mean, they're cloaked. The more stuff we have to possibly hit them with our tactical station while they're
Yeah.
cloaked would be funny.
That's a good point.
We could do that. Yeah.
So technically, you could just have Lieutenant Shalatha try and find an interesting way around their cloak.
Well, we have an educated guess on where they're at.
Yeah. So 2 educated guesses would be even better. Potentially. Unless you don't want to, that's fine as well. I'm just throwing out ideas. What you could do, not what you have to do. Or just want to go straight into shooting into space and see if you hit something.
I think we should sort of improve our
Improve your
so-called
odds.
advantage of it. Yeah.
Okay, so that essentially means that your helm officer can go, I will be doing attack pattern. So he'll be able to help. Groovy. Now comes... now comes a prepared attack. The bird of prey that cloaked earlier comes out uncloaked. So that's one major action taken there. They are going to spend a minor action to raise their shields. Then they're going to spend threat to do another major action, which is to open fire! Assuming these guys can hit anything, of course. So just to give them a chance to do so, I'm going to roll 3 dice. 2 successes, cool, and just the bird of prey for 1 more dice. Oh yeah, 3 successes in total, 1 on that. So, Disruptor Cannon is 8, it's actually 9, so that means do 1. 1 single splendid point off of the Do Qe'Bach's shields. Yay. So the Do Qe'Bach
You sound so enthused with that, Matt.
Yeah. So the Do Qe'Bach comes swinging... It's not the Do Qe'Bach, sorry. The bird of prey comes swinging out of cloak, opens fire, and the Do Qe'Bach just stonewalls it. Barely takes any damage to shields whatsoever. Which means it's... you guys. I think there's only one person left on your lot. Actually, technically, there's Lieutenant Shalatha as well. So Shalatha could get that 1 point of shields back if you really want to be doing something. Entirely up to you. Or you could just get straight to shooting.
Shut this down.
What was that, sorry?
I think it's time to shut it down.
Time to shut it down, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we can have is, if I can get... Let me think. Who wants the honor of actually taking the shot? I mean, Liz did last time, so Connie, how about you this time, be Tre'gok?
Okay.
And that will allow Dave, if you could be Lieutenant Shotran, the Helm Officer. Chris could be the Do Qe'Bach.
Who am I? Lieutenant...
Shotran.
What my...
You are rolling 1 dice, and it is Control and Con with Helm Operation as a focus. Which is really good. 1 success. So the ship also rolls 1 dice, so if the Do Qe'Bach can roll us weapons and security, 1 dice. Not quite so good that time, still 1 success, so now it's Commander Tre'gok's turn with 2 dice doing control and security with a focus on shipboard tactical systems. Alright. You get exactly what's needed to hit the thing. Which means that it does a default set of 9 damage. You've got a full momentum pool. For every 1 momentum you spend, you can add an extra point of damage.
Let's do it.
Do you want to spend any momentum?
I think so.
Now the real question is, how much do we spend?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I leave it to you.
I mean, we got a lot.
You have a full pool, so you can put as much or as little into this as you want. Somebody make a decision. How much of a boom do you want to do this?
Should we take
Big boom.
I mean,
Chris, what was that?
I was...
I said, should we take 3 from the pool?
Half? Liz?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking, you know, let's raise it up to 15 damage. Let's take all the momentum and just
All the momentum.
That's madness.
Was that you backing that idea?
No.
No, not quite as much. Okay.
We could go in, but how about 4?
4? Okay.
Yeah.
4 momentum. Leaving 2.
Just seeing that I'm the deciding factor here. I'm gonna go with a Connie. Let's do 4.
All right, last
then-
word. Everyone's fine with just 4. Then you've got 2 left, just in case.
Mhm.
Yeah. 12
4
damage
means
is pretty decent.
13. Oh. Now, of course, let's also remember that when a ship goes into cloak, its shields come down. So after we take away resistance, the space frame's resistance, we are left with a not inconsiderable amount. You pushed it all the way up to 13. Take away 5 leaves 8. That is more than enough to completely destroy a D12 bird of prey.
Nah.
Boom! The thing just comes apart. Now, apparently,
Oh.
it had been maneuvering to try and come around. Maybe even going for the civilian transports. But their course seems to suggest they were trying to move around, but you did go to the trouble of trying to plot their last known course and using their plasma trails and their tachyon emissions to pinpoint where they might be, and as it turns out, you were right on the money. See, science works.
Do we just send a message to the other ships? Be like, we can even hit you in cloak. Surrender now.
I am going to
Or you're
spend
dead.
the last of my threat. I'm going to spend all 3 of my points of threat here.
Oh no. I know what's happening.
Yes?
They're doing a Liz.
In what way?
The ramming speed.
They're doing the Hopkins maneuver, huh?
Well, as it
Hey, I've
turns
only
out,
rammed
maybe
one
not.
ship.
What was that? Sorry, I stalked over you there.
I only rammed one ship so far.
Yeah, so, you know, it's not like it's a constant thing. All
Yet.
right then. Give me time. Okay, cool. So, the D12 goes up in spectacular fashion, which causes a cascade of reactions from the other Pelesh ships. The Pelesh battle cruisers that were taking on the Hageet battle cruisers that were not firing back were engaging in pummeling the Hageet ships with happy abandon. But as soon as the Do Qe'Bach signals, we can get you even when you're cloaked, that's when a signal goes up in between the different Pelesh ships as they effectively start to withdraw. As they withdraw, Do Qe'Bach sensors indicate that just before the D12 was destroyed, an emergency shuttle was launched and was subsequently picked up by one of the retreating birds of prey before the Pelesh
Damn, cowards
ships
survived.
managed to go to warp and fled the system.
I think we should get in touch with Gowron and let them know that this dishonourable, what this dishonourable house did,
So
and
back
went
on the
against
bridge.
his orders.
Well, indeed, yes. So, Chancellor Gowron is told what exactly? What is it that you want to tell him? Are you keeping anything back? Are you going to embellish? What's the report that you're going to file?
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I think we should tell the truth. We decided on a one-on-one fight to determine,
Yep.
the
Who's in
honor,
the right and who's in the wrong?
Yep.
and tell them that everything that happened, that there was a one-on-one fight, that as soon as we found out there's a red alert on our ship, they started trying to kill not just the
Hageet.
the Hageet. They tried to kill us too. So,
Give him the
we had
full
stuck
rundown
out.
of the betrayal.
Yes, and say, we weren't trying to hurt, we weren't trying to kill them. He didn't want anybody to die, did he? So we stuck to their orders. It was them who fired first. And then, we defended ourselves by blowing up one of their ships.
Incidentally,
as it went in.
Yeah, incidentally, when it comes to the aftermath of that ship against ship battle, the Hageet did not fire on the Palesh once.
Yes. Say that as well.
If you ask them about the reasons why, they will say, they respond with, they had not been given orders by the Chancellor that they were allowed to fight back, so they didn't.
Yes, then that is also what we say, and explain all of that to Chancellor Gowron, and say they, house whatever they're called, I don't care, because the doctor doesn't care.
House, what's their names?
Yeah. I would also put a recommendation to strip them of their noble title or of their noble house status.
Yep. They fled. Fled one ship, and which was firing at them, while the others were doing nothing. So this is a very dishonourable act. Also, some of their personnel didn't meet Klingon regulations to be on board.
Combat vessel.
Be on board a active vessel.
Anybody have anything to add?
No,
I think that's pretty much it.
Seems pretty concise.
Acted dishonorably. We did what we could, and they've run away with their tails between their legs.
Okay.
They showed much dishonor.
They showed themselves to be as honorable as Romulans.
Oh.
Ooh, steady now. All right.
Oh no, not Romulans. What they're called? Who's the other people we don't like?
No, they made Romulans seem more honorable than them.
Wow, he's steady. God, woof. There are children watching. It's kind of harsh.
Hey, anything to embellish to really get them disowned.
Yes. Okay.
And what of the Hageet? What is your estimation of them?
They fight with honor.
Captain Qe'Bach, Commander Trasa, as the commanding officers and those in charge of this deliberative action, it remains with you to judge whether or not the Hageet are deserving of honored subject status. What is your recommendation?
We will allow them honored subject status, and we will take responsibility for them.
You are absorbing them into your house.
Yes.
You understand what a responsibility this is.
Yes, Gowron. We will take care of all the Hageet and every operation which they run.
You're ambitious, Captain. I like it.
The Hageet of a life, not just a
But make no mistake, if there is even one utterance of dishonorable conduct, or that your operations fall beneath expected standards, this consequence could be very heavy for you and your house. Are you sure that your house is capable of taking on this burden?
Rest assured, we are not House Palash.
Indeed.
Or the other house that we hate so much. I can never remember that house.
Then by the authority vested in me, I grant House Krell ownership and sponsorship of the Hanasa system. It will be up to you to take command of the dilithium mines on the Hanasa moon and ensure that it is up to full working capacity. The same goes for the shipyards. We need them for the war, both the one against the Federation and against the Dominion in time to come. These are valued, necessary resources. And if you are found to be underperforming, the judgments against your house could be very sore indeed. However, you have comported yourselves well, and therefore my confidence in you and your house is great. Glory be to the Empire and to your house. Gowron out.
Glory to the Empire and your house as well.
And
Well,
so,
time to let the Hageet know the good news.
yes, indeed. So, you organise a quick chat with the Hageet governor, Sekhmet Yanap. Sekhmet and his people are more than pleased to, at the very least for the moment in time, to be honoured subjects underneath House Krell. It at least means that they are still recognised, honoured subjects. And thusly you are able to find out all sorts of juicy little details about what House Palash were up to whilst they were here. The main reason that most of their warriors were beneath regulation fitness was because apparently they had the Hageet doing most of the menial work for them all the time. And they treated them pretty much like animals, keeping them in pens, making them do every menial task on board a ship. Meant that pretty much the Palash guys got very, very lazy, which was ultimately their downfall. They didn't expect the Hageet to rise up against them and had become so complacent that they were not ready at all. Now, there is standing regulations, especially during wartime, that Klingon warriors on board a ship should be ready for action at a moment's notice. And even though when the word of the Hageet uprising happened, a great many of the crew on board the D7 battle cruisers that the Hageet took over, most of the crew were still in their own quarters when they got killed. There were some that did fight with honor, and as such, the Hageet didn't eat these guys. They piled them up in neat little rows in the various airlocks and cargo holds, with no intention of defiling the bodies of the honored dead, those who actually did fight with honor. The rest, though, those who didn't fight with honor, they were summarily eaten by the Hageet, which, is totally above board for the Klingon Code of Honor. So the Hageet are more than happy to accept new stewardship under House Krell. This does mean that somebody has to give the good news to the head of your house, Tvrok. Now, I imagine Trasa is going to be the one to give that good news to Tvrok. And I would actually like Liz to give us a description for Tvrok. How do you see him, appearance-wise? Is he an old
I like
Klingon?
him.
Is
I
he a
don't-
relatively young Klingon? Is he somewhere in between? How do you see him?
I was thinking somewhere in the middle. Like he's not old, but he's not young.
Get my keys.
Any distinguishing characteristics? Any marks on him?
A lot of battle scars.
So he's someone who's not afraid to get down and dirty with the troops. Cool. All right then.
Yeah, no, that's how House Crow is. We are all warriors. Well, at least most of us.
All right then. So yes,
We have people like the doctor to help out.
Ooh, shots fired.
Ooh.
Right. So the yes, your head of your house, Tre'gok, is interested in what you have just done. He's a little. He's not surprised, but he does have that kind of. You've just given me even more responsibilities, you realize. Kind of look to his face.
Don't worry. If you want, I could stay here for a while and make sure everything's good beforehand. The ship can always come back and pick me up later.
Tre'gok, in this case, wants to send one of his personal envoys to give the place a look over, especially because he now has to meet with the head of the Hageet themselves, so there's going to be a big trip. So the whole house regalia is going to have to come out, and the honor guard and whatnot, so that's going to be quite the thing. But if Trasa wants to stay behind and be an immediate liaison, that's fine. Unfortunately, Captain Qe'Bach does have to get the Do Qe'Bach underway because your 2 civilian transports need to be taken off. Although the shipyards in orbit, the Hageet do allow you use of those and give you bump you to the top of the queue, essentially, to allow both your own ship and the Melona, Captain Thak's ship, to be repaired as a priority. So you do get those little tidbits that go in there too. So that essentially means that your house now has... Now, I won't say that you've gone up in influence. Your influence will still be 10. Your 7 rather. Your might is 10. That's as high as it can go. But I will increase your house's wealth now by a note, because now you have an entire dilithium mine and a shipyard to ferry out. Now, ordinarily your influence would, but yeah, during a time of war, the council have essentially stratified the command structure. So Gowron, as much as he gives it on the face that he wants to still allow honor challenges to occur, he would much rather the whole command structure remain as stable as possible. Especially because word is that the only tactic that the Klingons have got that's working for them against the Federation or Starfleet at the moment is attrition. Because Starfleet vessels are usually that much better technologically than Klingon vessels. The Klingons have found that you have to tire Starfleet out. It becomes a battle of endurance. So that's mostly how the Klingons have been keeping Starfleet on the back foot during most of this war. So yeah, any attempt by House Krell to push their influence up is being held down for the moment, just so that the whole command and control structure can stay as it is, so that there's no confusion. It doesn't help, of course, that House Varoth, who were the ones that you tried to remember the name of before, they are very much using their influence as one of the higher houses to make sure that none of the middle houses like yourselves can move at all in the social structure. So,
I will find a reason to get them disbarred again.
oh yeah,
as well.
absolutely. You can. I'm sure they will give you a reason, but for now. But House Palesh, yes, is now officially dissolved as a Klingon house. House Krell has now been given all of their holdings. So House Krell forces are going to go in and seize all of House Palesh's stuff. There's no word on what happened to General Ganak, but word is that a general message was sent out and the majority of House Palesh's fleet suddenly deployed. Now, their fleet isn't huge, especially because you've already cost them 2 ships. So what meager fleet
they lost beforehand.
Well, exactly. So whatever meager fleet House Palesh had apparently fled for somewhere else in space. And General Ganak was not found when the holdings were seized. So what has happened to the remainder, what remains of House Palesh, the Klingon High Council doesn't have any resources they want to bother spending in that regard. They're just happy that a wastrel house has now been put out of the way. So, yeah, well done. You now...
But yeah, I think Hopkins would stay on the planet and keep everything running smoothly. Get back on track.
Yeah, and what she finds is that the Hageet are more than happy to take over overall operation and maintenance on the battle station and the shipyards and the dilithium mines and whatnot, just as long as they are allowed to conduct themselves not as slaves, more as employees almost.
I've got a suggestion.
Go on.
Can we put a basically a prison down there as well?
As it turns out, they've got plenty of holding pens and whatnot. So yes.
Yep.
Dare I ask who for?
Well, any prisoners we get, they could be put down to work in the mines.
Ah.
Yeah, the house, the many prisoners we'll be getting from House Varot in the future.
Interesting. Into House War.
But yes, making a prison down there.
It's not a movie with Klingons.
I do know what they usually call it a penal
colony. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
But not completely all over the planet. But definitely having a prison down there near the mines to get prisoners to do, work.
Labor.
Yes. Would be I think it'd be a good idea because then they can be watched over the. Again, I can't.
Interesting. So this means not only are you insinuating House Corral into now getting in on the ship creation and dilithium production side of things, but you're also nudging yourselves into the prison system.
That's I think it's a good idea. It's whether the rest of
Well, do the rest of you are the rest of you on board with this?
Interesting, but then again, do we really want a bunch of prisoners messing with dilithium?
Well, that's what you employ guards for.
Yeah.
And, the whole point of Gowron giving you management of this system was, if you can do it better than the Palesh did. I'm
just thinking, you know, instead of getting hard-working, honourable
employees, you want to bring prisoners so you don't have to pay them, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna end up in a cycle where, okay, the Palash got lazy because the Hageet were doing everything, and now we're gonna bring in prisoners so the Hageet can get lazy, and then.
It's
well,
not.
No, because the Hageet
No.
will still have to do a lot of stuff.
I was going to say, all I'm suggesting is that they do the mining. The rest of the stuff is the, what's it? The
Hageet.
The
Hageet.
The Hageet. It's all down to them. All the rest of it is down to them, so they won't get lazy. It's just basically the mining.
Interesting.
And it's not, and perfectly honest, it's not like we're going to get, prisoners. It's not like they're going to get prisoners straight away either. They're going to have to do the mining themselves. But having people train up as guards.
So, like I said, go on, Connie.
I think we should just let the Hageet do this. Let them do their enterprise thing. We'll just collect their money, the goods and the money afterwards.
Okie dokie. All right.
Well, the fortunes.
Spoken.
Yes, indeed. The fortunes of House Krell continue to rise. You've now proven yourselves the Klingon equivalent of mediators. And warriors are now getting into other things. Your tendrils are starting to leak out into the various areas of the Empire. What that means for the future of House Krell, I suppose we will have to find out faux definite, but I can confirm that this is the last official Klingons only episode. So we have 2 more episodes left in this season, and that means 2 more episodes left, maybe only 1 episode left of the Klingon Federation War itself. So the war is starting to draw to its conclusion. And this has as much been from the efforts not only of the Combs, but also of the Do Qe'Bach crew, who have been doing their own thing behind the scenes on the Klingon side of stuff. So all very interesting, and we'll see what happens after the Klingon Federation War is finished. But that is not this time, because we have run out of time, drawing this episode to an end, and quite an interesting one. That was a lot of fighting going on there, but you guys have proven once again that you are the superior warriors, as it should be for a noble house in the Klingon Empire. And so to our other noble Klingon warriors out there who were potentially watching this, thank you very much for doing so. If you were checking this out on YouTube, then consider at least giving us a like, because that then gives the algorithm something Star Trek and Klingon related to start suggesting to other folks, not just ourselves. In the meantime, though, we will say thank you very much for watching, and we will be seeing you after our usual inter-episode break, so in 2 weeks' time. Assuming, of course, my guys here are available in 2 weeks' time.
Think so.
Yeah, should be.
That would be the 10th of August. My goodness, the year is going quick.
Yes, it is.
But thank you very much for tuning in. May your respective houses achieve glory and honor. And hopefully we will see you again next time. In the meantime,
for the glory of the Empire.
For the glory of the Empire, Kapla. Bye, guys.